Page 13, theme from Symphony No. 5 by Tchaikovsky, a very famous symphony. I encourage you to just go listen to the symphony. It's gorgeous. It's a page long. It's actually a little longer than that, but we'll come back to that. Treble and bass clef, one flat in the key signature. We're in the key of F major, so all the B's are flat. Now it's time to be doing the scale for F major, one octave up and down. 3/4 time signature, one hand at a time. Make sure we understand what's going on. The right hand, it starts here, puts the hand here to start. Not going to stay here, but we're here to start. And it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And that's tied for 2 measures. And then you go on. 1, 2, 3, 1. That's tied for 2 measures. So now you're going to take advantage of the repeated notes to change hand positions. Because you're playing the F again, I'm changing it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You get the idea? Now measure 17, you're here. Just reach down a little bit with the thumb, and you're okay. Left hand's got the chords. The first chord, that is a G, a B flat, and a C. So if you're not sure what the chord is, you spell it out. Start with the bottom note, and then the next, and the next, and the next, and whatever. And you get that one. 3, 1, 2, 3. Now chords is not tied. You're going to play those twice. Measure 7, it's the F chord. 2. And then a little bit later you got the 4 chord. Now this 4 chord on measure 10, that's tied. You're going to hang on to that. And then for measure 12, it's 5/7 chord, and that's tied. And then the 1 chord almost, you don't have the middle note, still a 1 chord, and that's tied. And that's fun. Now measure 17, you're here. You're simply going to lift up and move. Just come down. For the rest of it. There are other fingerings, but we'll just go with that. Then put the hands together. It's here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, the right hand's tied. The left hand is not. 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, the right hand's tied, but the left hand is not. But when go on, you hear. Now the right hand, the left hand's tied. So you have to watch out on which hand is tied. Be careful there. You go through and put the hands together, and then go through it carefully and get rid of the hesitations. And then the articulation, it's all connected. It's connected if you can. You can lift up there if you want. You gotta move anyway. So if you feel the phrasing, you can lift up with the phrasing. The left hand, you just try and connect it. You can't, but you do the best you can. As far as the dynamics go, MP is mezzo piano, and that's the melody, which is the right hand. Sort of soft. These chords need to be very soft. Want to get it a little louder there on measure 8 and 9, go or 9 and 10, that's up to you. But stay on the soft side. And then at the end, the last line, you're soft or sort of soft, and then the right hand's tied to the end. It's going to die away on its own. The left hand, you need each one of these a little softer. All the time I'm doing this in the last 3 measures. I want to hear that. Don't drown it out. And this is soft anyway, or medium soft. Yeah. That takes control. See, this kind of things is playing really soft and super soft and all that. You can practice that with the scales. As you're doing the scale, since you're doing the scale anyway, you just well practice this other stuff. That way when you get it in the pieces, you can already do it. Speed, andante, it's not the speed of the beat necessarily, it's the flow of the piece. And these dotted half notes are going to speed this up a little bit. I think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, that certainly isn't andante, but it's the overall feel of it. Because if you go, then these dotted half notes just last forever. That might work with a symphony orchestra or something when they can control the sound, but with a piano, it just sits there and dies away. Ugh. So we got to speed it up a little bit. Now there's endings in here, so this is really longer than a page. You'll see at the end of the third line there's a repeat sign that sends you back to the beginning, because there's no reverse repeat sign anywhere. Well, measure 12, that whole line is an ending. See, that whole thing is, all those measures is an ending. So when you play it the second time, you go back up and you do the first 2 lines, but you'll skip the third line because that's the first ending, you've already done it. And you go to the last line and do it. So it's like, do the first 3 lines and then go back and do 2 lines and the last line. So it's like, what, 6 lines total or something like that. But that's how that works. Then you just check the fingering to make sure you can get where you need to go. Because you're ending at the third line, here, you're here, and then when you go back to the beginning, you got to go here. Just lift up and move. Now they've added pedal, and that's fine. You see, again, when you're using pedal, it's kind of important, to understand why you're using the pedal. If you don't understand it, maybe you shouldn't use it. Just leave it out. One of the reasons we use pedal is to color or give flavor, overtones to longer held notes. You see, on a piano, when you play a note, it just dies away. It just goes away. Nothing to it. But if you add the overtones, that gives it a little bit of color. It's kind of important. We're after that, what we can do to help them. So that's what we're doing here. We're coloring the longer held notes. I push the notes down first and then the pedal. And then here. I lift the pedal as I play the next quarter note. Now measure 12. You see that little caret thingy? That's a change pedal. Remember, change pedal is when you let the pedal up, put it right back down. You're changing you're getting rid of those overtones and you're going to collect new ones. So at measure 11, you're here. And at measure 12, right after I play the notes, I'll do it. So the pedal lags behind here. Because I changed harmony. It's a different chord. I don't want to mix them. So I change it right after I play it. Here. And that's what we're doing there. Now, I like what they've done in the third line. Kind of important. You're starting out pedaling all this because you have all these repeated B's. But after I play the third measure there, or measure 14, I lift it up because now I'm going to play an A. Now I want to keep that melody clean. I don't want to smear it. And I don't need the pedal here. So, but after I play the A, I'll put the pedal right back down. There. So the third line again is here. And then lift up, and when I go up to the top, right after I play the quarter note, I lift up. There. The last line again, we're changing it on that note, and now change it again on here. And they change it. The idea of changing it in the last measure, even though the harmony didn't change, is if I don't have all that, I'm dying away. So I want to lose the other stuff. So I change the pedal. This way the C goes away. It helps it to get a little softer. And that's one of the things. We have to listen for these things. Listen carefully to the effect the pedal is having. It's another reason we always learn a piece without pedal first. So we know what's going on, and we add the pedal, we can hear the difference. Copy me, please. You read the music and you get into it. If you feel like getting a little louder in places, go for it. You don't need to get really loud, but if I felt like getting a little louder there, I would. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Feel the natural accents. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but just feel them. 1, 2, 3, here. Go on to here. Make it flow. Go on to here. Make it flow. Let's play it together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any louds and softs. I'll do the pedaling like it's shown, and I'll give us 3 counts. And we're going to take the repeat also. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 to the top. 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The last line. 1, 2, 3, tie, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, off.